The first step is for us to load the file that was in the references folder, which is the Adobe Illustrator file. I'm going to hit tab and type file. As we've seen before, file is the operator that we usually use to import things inside Houdini, and it does not only load geometry files, it loads a lot of stuff, so you just have to give it a try to see if it's compatible. Let's go to the references, Thor runes, vector AI. Let's have a look at this. Great. So this is what we get. It automatically reads the vector information inside this file and generates a bunch of points to give us a nice curved element. Now we do get these kind of holes filled. Luckily there's an operator called holes that's going to get rid of those. Basically it's going to detect that those polygons are surrounded by polygons. Now next thing is going to be for us to kind of resample, and this is a node that we're also going to be using a lot. Working with Houdini, you tend to use this a lot. It's so useful and allows you to do so much. And right now, as you can see, we have so many points. If you hold the middle mouse button here on the hole, you're going to see we have over 88,000 points, and we can reduce that by a lot. Otherwise this is going to be really heavy. So right click, type resample, and resample can work in different ways. You can establish a maximum segment length, or you can establish a maximum number of segments. For now, let's just work with the maximum length, 0.005. So this is still a fair amount of resolution, but as you can see, we've come from 88,000 to close to 3,000. Much better now, much more manageable. Okay, now that we have this, we could just extrude this. Let's apply poly extrude. Push this out. As you can see, this is kind of looking weird. It's looking dark and it has some blue inside or something like that. So let's see what we have here. As you can see, we do have a primitive attribute called CD, and this primitive attribute is basically, CD is the color attribute. You can save your color attribute in points or primitives, but right now we have a primitive attribute of CD. Let's get rid of that. Let's look for an operator called attribute delete. As the name implies, it's just for deleting attributes. And you can come here to your primitive attributes, click the list, color. And now this looks more natural. Now, if I type Shift W, you'll see that we have nice shape, but I would like to have this kind of rounded. Let's apply poly bevel. Same as before, poly bevel. Let's ignore the flat edges and just, let's say that everything that's above 80 degrees is flat and everything else, so we should only have a hard transition there. And the distance, we'll have to look at it and see how this looks. So maybe this is too big, 0.05. Let's say it's round. Let's say we have 3 divisions, and here it's a bit too much, this value, so let's reduce it further, 3. Okay, Shift W, we have a nice round edge there, looks good. Yeah, I think this is a good solution. This is going to be a very small detail on the hammer, so it's going to look good with this resolution. Now let's just finish this up. Before we move on, let's just make sure that if you notice the pivot point of this piece is not exactly on the center, so we can right click here, create a new transform node, and we can use this button which moves the centroid to the origin. And from that point on, it's going to be easier for us to position this piece. Let me just change the name here, center, and that way we know. So we have the runes ready, and the next step is going to be for us to actually apply the runes to these faces. Wherever we have one of these faces, we're going to want to have one of those runes. We could place them manually, but that's just not very procedural nor very efficient. So we'll have to find another way that's actually much better and much more automatic.